All right, hello everybody. Hi, welcome. Prelims are out. Isn't that exciting? Or interims. Interim ballots, they're out. Exciting stuff, probably. Listen, I just want to reiterate, this is a safe space. There will be no bullying. No bullying. Nobody be bullying anybody. And if you saw my video earlier today where I talked about the interim results, then you know my stance. You should continue to vote for whoever you want, even if it's Fafnir, and Fafnir has no chance at this point, more than likely anyway, because we don't know numbers, and that's something that I kind of wanted to look at independently. And then I thought, well, why don't I just go live, because I don't know if some of you guys would also be curious about that. So I happen to know that I covered interim results last year. If I really wanted to Google it all, I don't. I could probably find past years interim results too when they got pinged to Twitter, but I don't really want to do that. So we're not gonna. But I kind of wanted to take a look at last year's interim results and then compare it with what happened in last year's finals, like the actual final results of last year, Choose Your Legends 4. And then just kind of see what we might try and expect from Choose Your Legends 5's interims to further. Because I kind of called the entire top 10 of the women's side for the most part, in terms of what I thought might happen and the two winning candidates so far. Men's was a little bit different. Gatekeeper was a little bit of an anomaly that wasn't there last year, but is now. Even with the Ashen Wolves, I think it's kind of interesting. But you know, it is what it is. Anyway, my only ask in the chat is that you don't bully anybody, and you don't be mean to anybody for any reason, ever. Don't do it. Because ultimately, you know, I'm going to put out a video on this later. I was going to make this video later, but frankly, there's just too much stuff coming up between the Mythic hero getting revealed possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow. There's just too much other stuff going on towards the end of the month type stuff with Hero Tracker and all that jazz. So I'm just gonna release my final Choose Your Legends 5 video, voting edition, right up after everything finishes. That's my plan. We are going to do a nice little throwback that I have not done in a hot minute. We're going to do, once we know who the top two on each side are, we're going to do a little speculation as to what they could be. I haven't done that since year 2. And that was the year that I actually said I'd really like to see Veronica as a staff unit, and lo and behold, it happened. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of the plan, and then that's the end of Choose Your Legends until we actually get a proper update. Probably in August, I would assume. We'll have the FEH channel. Oh, there's a video going live tomorrow about what to expect in the upcoming FEH channel too. Oy, so much going on. Anyway, yeah, the upcoming FEH channel is pretty much when we're going to get the last little bit of information, and then that's it. That's all she wrote. We won't know anything new until probably August. So that's that. I'm going to let this burn in the background for a hot minute whilst I try to track down my Choose Your Legends video from forever ago. Midpoint. Okay, yeah. All right. Did I do one for year 3? I don't think I did one for year 3. Did I do one? I did not. Okay. Yeah, I just did the winners leaked. Which, by the way, the winners are always leaked. just a heads up. The winners are like always leaked every year. IS does, or whoever manages the Choose Your Legends website, they do a really bad job about hiding the assets on the website. So just be aware that once voting is done, probably a day-ish later, you're probably going to have the leak and you'll know anyway. So you may not even have to wait until the FEH channel. Just a heads up. So if you don't want to be spoiled, I guess don't pay attention. don't look at it. Just get off Twitter and probably Reddit. I think it usually leaks on Reddit the quickest. Little pro tip for you. I want to mute all of YouTube because I don't really want to hear. I don't want to hear myself talk, but I need to see myself talk. Does that make sense? The top comment. All right, I gotta show this. I have to show this. The top comment from this video from forever ago. The Brave House's midpoint. Whatever the outcome is, let's all agree we will not be as toxic as the Smash community was to Byleth. Because I think at that point there was maybe some thinking that Byleth might come up and clutch it out. Oh my gosh, I was a little baby a whole year ago. I look pretty similar actually. My hair is much more tamed. A little bit. We were. Do you remember January 2020? Quarantine hadn't hit yet. I was getting ready to go to Katsucon and interview Erica Mendez and Jeremy Lee. What a time to be alive. If I could go back and tell young KCB exactly what was about to happen, I would. If I could, I would. Tragically, I cannot. Alright, so let's pull you down here so I can search independently. Oh, because we gotta find Choose Your Legends 4 results. Which is going to be a little ganky because we don't have male and female sides with the results. Obviously, it's just a top. Oh, wait, no. Does it do that? It does. It does for the top 10. Okay, but after that, we're just kind of like on our own, unfortunately. So that is what it is. And see, I also want to point out that whole FEChoose hashtag on Twitter that people were freaking out about with like maybe 200, 300 votes total on that. I just want to point out that is such a small sample size. When we go and look at these numbers from last year, okay? So, for example, Dimitri himself had almost 70,000 votes. So please don't pay attention to the FEChoose hashtag. Like, if you want to follow it and just have fun with it and even post your own stuff for that, totally fine. But whatever pops up on there, do not take it verbatim. Obviously, Gatekeeper's placing much higher. He was actually in first, I think, per that poll. But please, for the love of Naga, just don't take that poll verbatim. It's not worth. Just don't. All right. Oh, by the way, hi, chat. I haven't said a proper hello. Hold on. Hi, what's up, guys? Are we being nice to each other? Everyone, members, is everyone being nice? Members, yell at people if you need to. We don't have any mods yet. I may need to address that at some point. But I take great pride in the fact that my community has always been very good at self-policing and like stomping out, you know, bad behavior and rudeness and just general toxicity. So I appreciate that for everybody. It's very nice, and I'm glad that this community can do that. Because it makes my job a lot easier when I don't have to worry about it. But I fear that we are growing too large too quickly, so, you know, may have to address that for the bad apples coming up sooner than later. But we'll worry about that later. Anyway, yes. All right, everybody's nice. Well, that's good. I'm glad y'all are getting along. I love you guys. All right. Okay, so we have the top 10 here. Men's. Different glasses, but I know they look the same, but I swear they're different glasses. Has my beard changed at all? Not really. Interesting. Okay. Dimitri, Claude, Marth, Crom, Selif, Felix. Dimitri, Claude, Marth, Crom, Selif, Felix. Dimitri, Claude, Marth, Crom, Selif, Felix. Okay, so that hadn't changed at all, bro. Robin, Byleth, Sylvain, Ash. Byleth, Robin, Ash, Sylvain. Okay, so we had a little bit of fluctuation. There was a little bit of change in the 7 through 10. Top 6 did not change one bit, which is honestly pretty surprising. That's genuinely pretty surprising. I'll be real with y'all. Did not expect that, man. Let's see. Oh, what should I do? I know what I can do. I will find the FEH Twitter that has this year's prelims so that I don't have to bring up my own video for that, because why would I want to? There we go. Huzzah! Says I. Okay, so take a little looky-loo here. Can I? No? Can I? Okay, what about? Yaha! There we go. Okay. I was like, I did this earlier today. I don't know why it's not doing what I want it to now. There we go. All right. Cool. All right, so let's just bump the ladies back for a hot little minute there. All right. So let's take a look. So if memory is serving, right, it looks like 7th and 8th and 9th and 10th switched. So the Ash fans rose up and the Byleth fans rose up, it looks like. Poor Robin. Poor Robin. Can we talk about that? There wasn't like a big spread. I think Crom and Selif are probably the closest voting. Like just in general. So let's see. So that's that. That's that year. We can obviously count out Dimitri and Claude now. So Marth, Crom, Selif, Felix is now Marth, Gatekeeper, Crom, Byleth, Felix, and then Robin, and then Yuri, and then Selif into Doom, and Ash. So really, Sylvain bumped down. He had a summer alt, so that's not really surprising. Chris Hackney is evidently doing a lot of Twitter campaigning for Dudu. So that probably helps him quite a bit. I know Erica did a lot of campaigning for Bernadetta, which you know, Bernie was doing pretty well on her own, but Erica's reinforcement probably didn't hurt that effort at all. Yuri bumping up this bit, like that's kind of the upset, right? Because everybody else is pretty much the same. Yuri and Dudu are pretty much what the big difference was this year, which Dudu could have been last year, but he just wasn't. And then Yuri is obviously a new, shiny new toy for for everybody to be concerned with and preoccupied, but nothing beats Gatekeeper, evidently. So I think what can we discern from last year to this year. Nothing in the top 6 changed from interims to final in Choose Your Legends 4 when it came to the men's side. I don't think that that's going to be the case this time. I think more than likely you're gonna see you're gonna see this Gatekeeper Crom stuff. This is gonna duke it out. I think there's gonna be a lot more variability. Because there's some people that were voting Gatekeeper just because they thought it would be funny. And they may have a change of heart and think, well, but Crom though, we should vote Crom. I've seen in my Twitter feed alone, I've seen a handful of people say things like, you know, I thought it would be funny to vote Gatekeeper, but like, I didn't want it to happen like this. Like, I wanted top 10, top 20, something like that. And obviously that's a small sampling, right? So don't take that too to heart. But I think there's going to be some people who are like very pro Gatekeeper back off now. And likewise, you'll have a lot of people who are very pro Gatekeeper that will continue to be very pro Gatekeeper. I think Marth fans out there, I'm speaking directly to you now. I'm speaking directly to you. Don't stop. Don't stop. If you really want Marth, don't quit. Because I'll tell you a tale of Choose Your Legends 3. Are you ready, kids? Let's gather around. It's time. I'll even go full screen. It's time for a story. Are you ready? So, back in 2019, was it? Must have been 2019. Choose Your Legends 3 rolled around. And for those of you who weren't around back then, it was a fierce battle of the Camilla wave. The prelims came out, and it was Erica in first, Erica in second, Erica in first, Camilla in second, and Micaiah in third. Well, as you're aware, we don't have a brave Erica yet. So, the moral of the story was that Micaiah fans rallied to try and boot Camilla out of second. Camilla fans also rallied to keep Camilla in at least second and possibly push to first. And Erica fans, I don't know if it was a matter of complacency or just an effort to help Micaiah or something, but what ended up happening was Micaiah had so many votes that she actually overtook and jumped up to first place. And then Camilla bumped and stayed at second. And then Erica just fell off into third. So unfortunately, in an effort to dethrone Camilla, plots were thwarted, and so Erica dipped and lost. She basically failed upward. Well, no, not failed up. She succeeded downwards. Is I guess how you would describe it. But she came real close. She came in real close. But unfortunately, she got bumped down, which is nice, and perhaps that's a little transition here to the women's side. So Erica's actually in first. Don't get complacent. I'll say that again. Don't get complacent. All right? It's happened once. Lightning can strike twice in the same spot. It's happened before. Just be aware of it. So Erica's currently in first. Byleth is currently in second. And honestly, I'm a big fan of Byleth. I think I like male Byleth more, just as a design. Because I dig like the cape jacket. I don't know what it is. It's my inner edgelord coming out. I don't know what it is. But I do like Byleth for the most part. So if she won, that's cool. I'm down with it. I think ultimately I'd like to see Marth and Erica take first places. I think that would be nice. And then all the Marth fans can, stop being upset that Marth keeps losing every year, and all the people who say that Marth doesn't quote unquote deserve it, they can not have a reason to say that anymore because it's not relevant. So everybody wins. Basically, if Martha and Erica both take first place, or second place, I guess, everybody wins. And that's the point that we should all be looking at right now. Because as far as the three houses phenomenon goes, I would venture to say that you probably won't have to worry about that next year. Definitely not the year after. Because I would anticipate a new Fire Emblem game coming out soon. Probably 2022, 2023. And the deal with, if it wasn't Three Houses, if it was a different game, everybody be voting in those characters because they're the most relevant. They're the newest. They're the ones that the newer fan base, the ones coming into Choose Your Legends, they're the ones that they're most familiar with. And let's be honest, it's a good cast. Like, don't discount it just because it's new, but that's definitely a big factor. It's a good cast overall. The fact that it is newer puts it in people's minds maybe a little bit more freshly than some stuff like Awakening, which saved the franchise, for example. Of which, were it not, we wouldn't have Three Houses or Fates or any other, Camille. We couldn't be complaining about Camille alts right now if Awakening hadn't come in and sold enough games to keep the franchise going. So I think mostly Three Houses is prevalent because it's new, because it's popular, because it's fresh in everybody's heads. So yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about it in the next couple of years probably. But all right, so Erica and Byleth both took first and second so far. We've got Marianne bumping up, which let's see, I need to. Oh, which, by the way, Ferdinand's not even in the top 20 anymore. Neither is Leaf. Just want to point that out. Is Sigurd? Hold on. Is Sigurd? I don't think he is. Oh, no, he is. Okay. And then there's Alphonse. And Alphonse is still there. Alphonse basically took the Leaf spot. That's interesting. Is Black Knight in the same? No. 17th. All right, close, though. Soren fans are over here rising up, though. Taking a little jump. Getting a little bit closer to top 10. Itsuki Krom, Takumi, Linhart. Yeah, okay. Cool. Which, for whatever reason... War Arc Ash is now more popular than Academy Ash, which it was not that way last year. Linhart, everybody still wants Academy Linhart, I guess. That's how they're rolling, man. All right, so that's still men's. This is the ladies' side. Okay. Oh darn! I was trying to get like a really awkward face freeze on that one, but it didn't. Darn it. Oh well. Wait, can we find? No, I'm just smoldering in the camera. There we go. There's a good one. That's a good face look. Okay. So, women's side. Here we go. Got Edelgard, Lysithea. We can count them out because they are no longer eligible. They were the top two. That didn't change. Bernie, Byleth, Erica, Dorothea. Bernie, Byleth, Erica, Plumeria, Dorothea. Okay, so we had a change. Oh, Plumeria jumped quite a bit. Okay, all right. I don't want to say I had a part in that, but I was making a safe spot for those who wanted to vote Plumeria. I felt like I gave a voice to those too afraid to speak out. Marianne, Anna, Hilda. All right, so Marianne, Anna, Hilda. Marianne, Anna, Hilda. Okay, so it was really just that. Plumeria jumped up a little bit. Other than that, it stayed the same because it went Erica, Dorothea, Marianne, right? Yeah, Erica, Dorothea, Marianne, Anna. Yeah, okay. So, a little bit of variation, but a lot less. And that's why That's why I always say the men's side is always vastly more interesting, in my opinion, because there's at least a little more variation. This literally was not variable, other than Plumeria just kind of jumped up 2 spots, but didn't actually switch with anybody really. She just she shifted. So, you know, there's that. Other than that, order didn't change really. So I think in terms of the ladies' side, this is probably what you're going to be seeing. But again, I don't fear much, but I do fear Marianne stands because they are fierce and they are mighty. Bernie, having just had a winter alt, you know, I feel like there's a portion of people who would have voted for her that were like, you know, we'll just wait. We just got Bernie in a cabin on a horse with a tome. Let's just wait. And so they probably pulled back. Now, Dorothea dropping, I think, a fair amount. Yeah, dropping 2 spots. She's got literally 2 alts. One of which is a harmonized unit. So, I mean, I didn't expect to see Dorothea... honestly, I did not expect to see Dorothea in the top 15. The fact that she's still 9th is kind of impressive, honestly. So, there's that. And Tharja still pulling very strong after having literally a banner based on her. I mean, not directly based on her, but basically based on her. Still pulling 10th, dude. Which I guess if we look at this, she was 14th at the prelims last year. I guess we could see where she ended. Tharja's an interesting one. Tharja's super interesting. Let's see. Where'd she top off? Oh, 22 overall. Not bad. All right. So Tharja, despite having a very recent alt, is moving... doing much better than she was last year. Which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Because it kind of disproves that whole concept of like, oh, well, if you get an ult, then you're just kind of there. Now, I will say what helps prove that, Anna. We have to take a hot minute to talk about Anna. Awakening Anna is not on this chart at all, which breaks my little fanboy heart. But it is what it is. We'll come back to you, Henriette. Don't worry. We're getting to you. Yeah, so Anna, if you're not in the know, if you don't know, I'll fill you in. Awakening Anna has always been the most popular when it comes to the Choose Your Legends total votes, compared to the other Annas. Awakening Anna has been in the top 15, possibly top 10, since it started, I think, honestly. So, to see her not even hit the prelim top 20 is surprising. It is very surprising. Maybe next year. I think I almost have to campaign for her next year now. Yeah, that's it's bizarre. It's literally bizarre that she's not in here. She hit 9th prelim last year. You know, she finished 9th overall last year for the women's. Actually, what was her overall? I'll be interested to see what total number of votes she gets. Where was she? Anna, 15th overall with over 12,000 votes. There you go. Oof. Also, side note, I will be very curious to see how George does this year. Because I think he's technically still votable, right? I think we can still vote for him. Is that correct? Am I missing something? Can we still vote for George? I think that we can. We can. All right, so there you go. I'll be interested to see how many votes George gets this year. Now that the botting has been eliminated, or at least tendered quite a bit, with threat of repercussion if you're found out. So there's that. Yeah, not a whole lot else changing, really. Last year's prelims had Corrin, Robin, Sothis, Azura, Nino, you know. Corrin's up here now. Corrin did quite a jump from last year's prelim to this year's. She was 11th last year, but she's touting in at 5th now, which is pretty impressive. Robin too. Robin did quite a jump as well. But we got Sothis. We got the Saros Rhea. Rhea Army, rise up. Where we at? I was part of this. Oh, if you didn't see the video, I also made a point to point out that more than likely, this was done after like the 2nd or 3rd day, in order to get the graphic made and all that. I doubt somebody was waiting for reset at 2 a.m. my time. Put this graphic together in 2 hours. Maybe they did, and then publish it. But I doubt it. So there's probably at least a day's worth of voting not tallied into this accumulation of rankings. So just keep that in mind too. So, you know, this could shift a little bit, you know, if that were the case. Adult Tiki. Gamers. Gamers, let's go. I don't think Adult Tiki has ever placed this high before. To be perfectly honest, I don't think she's ever placed that high before. And that's inspiring, man. That's downright inspiring. I might throw her a vote in place of Valencia. I have personally thought that I should stick to whatever I said I was going to vote. And so far I have. I haven't really felt swayed by that, but Valencia and Tiki were like, I was kind of on the fence of those two, and I gotta tell you, I'm kind of digging the Adult Tiki, man. Let's go. Let's go. That's super hype. I think this was like some backlash for giving the Resplendent to Young Tiki, even though pretty much everybody has an Adult Tiki that's maxed and built. At least if you were playing within the first 2 years when she was like super OP. As a red unit, no less, but that is what it is. All right, Henriette. Are we ready to talk Henriette? Who wants to talk Henriette? Have I put it off long enough? Have I built the anticipation? Which, by the way, Ingrid and Linhart evidently are the only 2 Academy designs that people prefer over the Wararks. But they both had hella glow-ups, so I don't know what that's about, man. Anyway. Which we already have Summer Academy. Ingrid, what are you guys doing? Come on. Come on. If you're going to vote for Ingrid, at least vote for the right one. Same with Linhart. Let's go. All right, Henriette. What do I think about Henriette? I think Henriette's going to be in the Valentine's banner. That's what I think. I think it's awfully coincidental that... I should say, otherwise, I think it's awfully coincidental that she's just had some Forging Bonds appearances in slightly recent events. So I would almost bet that it's going to be an OC Valentine's this year. Likely with Alphonse, Sharena, Henriette, and Gustav. That's my guess. You guys like pre-Ingrid? What? Dudes. Have you seen like the coat though? Her coat in the War Arc is dope. Come on now. Anyway. Yeah, so look, Valentine's is a dead dad banner. All right, I don't think I'm spoiling anybody when I tell you that last year when we had Alm, we had Alm's dad, who died. The year before that, we had Ike and Ike's dad, who dies. The year before that, we had Roy and Hector and Elwood. Lilina. That one had, like, basically 2 dead dads in it. So there's, you know, Fire Emblem dads don't live very long. There's only a handful of options if they want to continue that trend. All right, it's 3 houses. It's Holy War. It's Fae, or I guess Fates. Fates is also an option, and I guess technically Sacred Stones. The last 2 being less likely, in my opinion. But they do tend to favor slightly older games for that. But I'm telling you, I have a gut feeling that we're going to get some Fae OCs. Elwood is not a dead dad. Well, that depends on who you ask. No, he's very old, though. He is very old. Does Hector die? I think Hector dies. Does he not? I feel like he does. Old man Hector. Anyway. Garen for Valentine's? Oh, God. Can we vote for Gerald? I think you can, yeah, but it wouldn't be the most, how do I say this nicely? It wouldn't be the most useful thing to vote for. Because look, I know y'all are ambitious, and I respect that. But I'm here to tell you, you're not going to have some kind of Georgian bizarro nonsense happen this year. So if they're not at least in the top 10 right now, there's no way that they're going to make it in to the top 2. And that's being generous. More than likely, if they're not in like the top 5, they're not going to make it in. Even more realistically, probably within the top 3, they're not going to make it within the top 2. So while I will continue to tell you, you can vote for Geralt right there if you so choose. He is the best Fire Emblem dad next to Grail as far as I'm concerned. Give me a harmonized Gerald's Grail when, please, and thank you, yesterday. But I will tell you, as someone who gives commentary on this game, and Choose Your Legends is a pretty big part of this game, I will tell you that you should vote for whoever you want, but I will give my opinion and tell you if that is maybe not the best choice. If they're not in the top 20 right now, I'll phrase it like this. If they're not in the top 20 right now, if they're not in these prelim images, right, I would vote for someone else that you do like within the top 20. That's what I would say. But the other thing that I have not touched on yet, and it is important to remember, this top 100s list, like, they get in the game, fam. They get in. Unless your name is Sevra. And then you don't. Was that too real? Did that strike a nerve? Was that too much for some of you guys? I know. I feel it too. I don't know when Sevra's ever getting in. If she's ever getting in. But, you know, anybody within the top 100, basically, within the last 2 or 3 years or so, has now been in, aside from Sevra. And some 3 Housers, of course. And Tokyo Mirage, too, I guess, technically. They were pretty fresh. You know, Tokyo Mirage Sessions came out like a year ago this month. Encore, I should specify. The Wii U version has been out for a hot minute already, but the Switch version. The Switch version is only like a year old. Isn't that crazy? So I'm talking about units like Jill, George, of course. Let's see. Rhea's not in there yet. Ingrid did technically get in. And Ned ended up getting in, but that was probably pre-planned. So as you scroll down this list and you start to see more and more names pop in here that you maybe hadn't thought about before and realized, wow, they all came in last year. There's a reason for that. They pay attention to this top 100s list. I don't know why that says 57. That doesn't make any sense. As I said before, whoever manages the Choose Your Legends website does not handle the coding very well, and there are some discrepancies sometimes. But yeah, see, there's Severa. She's still not in, but she's here. She's there. Shinon was a big one that people were waiting on. Nils was another one that ended up coming in. Rinka. Poor Maiko. She doesn't have a chance, man. Someday we'll get Maiko in there. Leon, I guess technically got an alt last year, but again, that was probably planned ahead of time. So whatever ends up finishing in the top 100 this year, anybody that's newer, outside of getting like a literal butt ton of just more Three Houses characters, you'll probably start to see them integrated into banners starting like May, maybe June, sometime around there. I think they plan Choose Your Legends in August, mainly because that's the halfway. That's like the midpoint anniversary of the year, right? So if the anniversary is in February, 6 months later, we're looking at the midpoint anniversary, which they actually did something for last year, which they had not done prior. I think they're picking up a thing or two from side games, which Regalia lost. Midpoint's going to be in August, and I think that's why they released that then. But I would assume that it takes them, minimum 4 months to start planning out, getting the voicing scheduled, getting the art contracted, all of that stuff. You'll start to see units from the top 100 start to make it into new heroes banners, if not as alts, later this year. So that's really the mainstay of Choose Your Legends. It's not necessarily who comes into the top 2, right? These guys are guaranteed, which is nice. But Marianne, even if she doesn't make it into the top 2, she's absolutely getting in this year. All right, I can almost guarantee you that. If she holds on to 3rd or even 4th, she's making it in this year, hands down. Henriette, I don't know. I don't know. As I say, I kind of feel like we're looking at a Valentine's banner with FEHs, but I would be hard pressed to believe that Henriette, like, if Gatekeeper takes 2nd. Right, if Gatekeeper stays in the top 2, just hang with me for a second. If Gatekeeper hangs in the top 2 and is one of the Choose Your Legends winning units, I would honestly expect Henriette, if she is not on the Valentine's banner, to be a GHB or Tempest Trials unit, whatever event they choose to run with this. They've done both in the past. I would anticipate Henriette getting, because that's such a random jump. Like, it's like a George, but it's legitimate. And I would be hard-pressed to believe that IS would ignore that. Same thing with Rhea. Rhea's definitely making it in this year. Constance is making it in this year. Anybody new that's debuting like that, Yuri's down here too somewhere. If Yuri and Constance don't end up on a banner, I would be utterly shocked. If Ash and Dudu don't end up on some kind of banner, I would be utterly shocked. So these are things that you want to keep in mind moving forward. Oh my God, Casper. Okay. Caspar, hello. These are things that I would remember. Like if you're looking at your favorites, don't be too upset about the top 2. Okay, because I know that there's a fair amount of heartbreak going on between this triage of complicated feelings. That's what I'll call it. The triage of complicated feelings. That's Marth Gatekeeper Crom. I know there's some conflicted views there, and that's understandable. But the important thing to remember is that other units are going to get in throughout the year. And realistically, if you want a good chance at top, like plus 10ing a Brave unit, you want to wait until the anniversary next year when they have a Hero Fest on the banner and you get 5 free tickets and the rates are incredibly better than what they are when they debut. So just keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of hype. There's going to be a lot of heartbreak. All right, but don't let that beat you down, and don't let that tear us apart, I guess, is the the other thing that I'll point out, because I know that a lot of feelings are being hurt, and I've seen it. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not saying anything about anyone in particular. I've seen a lot of entitlement, I want to say. There's been a lot of entitlement, specifically from Crom people and Gatekeeper people. Marth people, I think, are just praying to God that he stays where he's at. But the Crom and the Gatekeeper people, I've seen a little bit of entitlement in terms of, well, Crom deserves it, and, well, Gatekeeper will never make it in otherwise, and so he's deserving. And as I say, it's a flavor of the week type thing. This is just a snapshot in time of how people are feeling at the moment. But surprisingly enough, I guess there's been a lot of mainstay, because overall there's really, between the top 20 of the men and women from last year to this year, or at least the interim this year, there really hasn't been a big change, it looks like. Which I guess is what I was I was kind of hopeful that that there would be some big change, but there really wasn't. Whether it be from last year's interim report to what ended up being the final report, numbers and all, for the top 10 on each side, there really wasn't that big of a shift, which is genuinely kind of surprising, honestly. So I guess the takeaway here is people dig their heels in. No, when the prelims come out, they kind of just dig their heels in and stick it like further. So I don't think you're gonna see like a whole lot of change happening outside of like the top 3, honestly. Although Bernie might rally. Bernie could bump up. Corrin could bump up. I think Hilda fans have kind of chilled out because they got a 4-star Winter Hilda, and they're like, dude, we're living our best lives right now. What are you doing? Sorry, Anna fans. We're living our best lives right now. But yeah, the Henriette is interesting. Why do you guys think? Okay, I'll throw the question to you, because I've been talking for like almost an hour straight now. Why do you, in the chat, let me know why do you think Henriette has jumped up so much? That one to me is kind of the more surprising. Outside, well, I'm genuinely not that surprised about Gatekeeper. I think Henriette and Adult Tiki are the most surprising things to pop into the interim reports so far. Forging bonds. She said she can't fight. She can't fight, so people want to force her to fight. Isn't that rude, though? Shouldn't we just respect the lady's wishes? Henriette and Gatekeeper. You guys are shipping Henriette and Gatekeeper now? Oh, God. God. That's terrifying. All right. Bunch of weirdos you are. Is anybody surprised that there's no Happy? I'll put that out there. I always kind of feel like Balthus was the less popular of the Ashen Wolves, which they're all great, but I feel like he typically got um, the lesser support, I'll say. Which it would have been interesting to see Balthus. I would have liked to have seen what they would do with him, since we don't have gauntlets, technically. They probably just bow him like they did with Raph, but that might have been interesting. Anybody surprised that there's no Happy, but a little bit of Constance love? Voting Balthus next year. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think Yuri and Constance are probably the two Ashen Wolves that stick out the most. Yuri for sure, right? As the house leader, we'll call it. Um, who's Happy? You don't know Happy? Oh God, you guys are breaking my heart. When she yawns, she summons monsters. It's fantastic. Think of the forging bonds that you could have with that. The shenanigans that would ensue. I get more and more confused why Mia scores higher than Alencia every year. Oh man, you know what? She got a summer alt and she's still cracking into the top 20. Man, you can't stop this girl. She was on a Brave Redux banner as one of the more popular options, but didn't quite cut the top two. Mia can't be stopped. Someone that goes through and writes a book about Fire Emblem lore one day. They're going to talk about Mia's constant high placing in Choose Your Legends. When do I think she'll be in FEH? Lopes, I genuinely think she's going to be on the Valentine's banner. I genuinely think that. I'm not kidding. I'm honestly not kidding with you guys. I think Henriette and Alphonse and Gustav are going to be on the Valentine's banner. I really do believe that. Also a fair shot at FEH Summer Banner too. If not, it's probably Tellius, just to put that out there for you. Geralt and Mel Byleth on Valentine's. That's also a possibility. When should you expect the Fate channel? February 1st, probably. I know. I have been asked all weekend, am I gonna do a what to expect Fate channel? When will it be out? I had it ready to go today. I didn't think that interim results would be out at 4 a.m. this morning, but they were, and so I bumped it to tomorrow. So you'll be able to see that tomorrow. So, Lopes, let me explain to you then why I think she's going to be in it. Valentine's are dead dad banners. Alright? Hear me out. They're not going to put Muspel banner in there. Okay? Publish it now? No, I can't. I have to... I have to ride that YouTube algorithm, I'm telling you. They're not gonna make Valentine's Surtur. That's not gonna be a thing. I can promise you that's not it. I would venture that there's going to be a Gustav Henriette type thing happening um, in Valentine's, because they're going to have to branch out for some more duo stuff, because you can't just keep doing duo Alphonse and Sharena things. And they've already done Peony. And I really don't know who you're going to pair up Air with. Air is just kind of this solo entity. Same thing, I guess, technically, with Fjorm. Legendary Banner? The Mythic Banner trailer might be out tonight. Could be out tonight. Could also be out tomorrow night. We don't know. Probably tomorrow night. But it's possible. Are my thoughts about Ike getting a second Resplendent? Oh, God. You guys really want to talk about Resplendent Ike? Oh, well, Resplendent Brave Ike. Alright, so I talked a little bit in Discord about this last night. So I'll touch on it briefly. I will play devil's advocate in that. I know a lot of people think, oh, well, it's just base units, right? But in the minds of the developers, in the minds of the Fire Emblem Heroes team, there are no base, there are no alts, okay? There are new heroes, and there are special heroes. And new heroes go into the normal pool, and special heroes go into just nothing. The double special pool, I guess. And occasionally they show up on special banners. So in my mind, I'm like, I guess technically, yeah, anything in the normal pool could technically count as Resplendent possible. Technically. Because they're not looking at it as like an alt, right? They're just looking at it as a new hero, as a normal hero in the normal pool. And I think that's fair game, and I think that goes for like fallen heroes too. I don't think it makes the most sense to take a unit who was given a unique outfit by the will of the people to then give him a different outfit, defeating that whole purpose. So for that reason, I will not likely use the I won't likely use the Resplendent outfit, because like I think the Grail look on Ike was meaningful. There was a point to it. And the weird thing is, especially with last year's Choose Your Legends, right? They kind of did away with that whole meaningfulness of, they get special outfits. There's some kind of like lore busting that happens when we do that. Even I guess technically with like Almond Silica, we don't really have like Gaiden in the game. It's Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. So to give them their like Gaiden outfits, like even that I think was okay. But ultimately I really like it when they do deep dive. I think the lore outfits that they gave the first Choose Your Legends units was much more interesting than anything that they've done since, because it's ultimately just been like a throwback or a promoted kind of look. And I guess technically they kind of reimagined Camilla, and they had to reimagine Veronica, otherwise it would have made no sense. But I mean, beyond that, I don't know. I'm not upset by it. It makes sense, I guess, technically. If they're looking at it as like just new heroes, that's fine. But to do away with like Ike's outfit, or Lynn's outfit, or Roy's, which is like a nod to his dad's, or Lucina, who had like a whole weapon lore based around her outfit, like that doing away with that defeats the entire purpose of them winning Choose Your Legends. And those first year units were, in my opinion, still among some of the more cooler outfits that they came up with back before they started just phoning it in to mimic whatever their legendary alt was going to look like at some point. Which is basically what they did last year. Or I guess just a promoted unit look for what Lysithea would be. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was too long of a tangent that you cared to know or not. But, yeah, I'll take it. I'm not, I'm an Ike fan. I'm not about to shy away from, some more BST on my Brave Ike. It's a bummer that the Need outfit that came in, Nidavellir, the first time they did it was to a unit that would be so controversial in terms of changing his outfit for it. I think that was dumb. Like if you think, let's say Jacob, right? Let's say Jacob, FE Fates, Jacob. Put him in Nidavellir outfit. Done. That would be sick, right? That would be sick. However, they put it on somebody who already had a special outfit, which I think is kind of dumb. So it is what it is. I also kind of speculated, and I don't think I'll have time to. Well, I'm not updating the FEH What to Expect FEH channel, but I will tell you lucky folks in here. I will say that we have recently had tickets. Right, we've had tickets exposed as a means of redeeming Resplendent Heroes, which was not known to be the case until recently. So is there a chance in the future that they could give away Resplendent tickets as rewards or login bonuses for, say, anniversaries that are coming up? Because it seems awfully strange, very awfully strange, that they would put one of the most popular characters in a Choose Your Legends outfit from year one as the first Resplendent for the anniversary. Because this will be happening on the 10th, I think. Yeah, the 10th. So keep that in mind too. I'm not saying that that's what they're going to do. If they wanted to be overly generous, those redemption tickets could be a thing that they look for in the future to give people Resplendents to try, or just to redeem one that they liked, or something along those lines. So or like some pop it into an orb pack, like they do. They've done manuals. What did they do? They put a bunch of copies of Summer Lake Yarn in the New Year's bundle instead of putting Plumeria in it. So it's not like they haven't done that before, technically, because the redemption ticket would technically get you the Resplendent and the hero copy. So it'd kind of be the same thing. So, there's some options that they could do with that. I don't know that that's what they're going to do this year, or for the anniversary. It just seems awfully strange that the first Resplendent of the anniversary of the 1 year anniversary of Resplendent Heroes would be Brave Ike. That just seems so weird. It seems so coincidental that it's not coincidence. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's got to be something there other than the fact that he's popular. Because, I mean, there's a lot of popular units that you could do that with that would get people to hunker down. Crom, for example. I mean, look. Crom. You could have done Resplendent Crom if you really wanted to. That's something that you could have done. Then Robin. There's popular options to give Resplendence to, but they went with Brave Ike, which is weird. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's really weird and coincidental. But it's whatever. it's whatever. I don't know. I don't have the patience to deal with it. Resplendent Gatekeeper? No, not yet. He's not even... Calm thyself. He's not even in the game yet. Take a breather. Which, I want to... Just jumping back to Choose Your Legends real quick. I want to maybe debunk some thoughts about Gatekeeper that I've heard. I.e., man, if he doesn't win... he's never getting in the game. Wrong. Alright? If they put George in, which was clearly botting, like no one... nobody was out here thinking, man, it's so weird that George is winning. Nobody was like, this is so normal. I'm glad that George is finally getting the recognition he deserves. Now that they know that botting is not an option, like, even if Gatekeeper doesn't win first or second, he is absolutely going to be the GHB Tempest Trials unit. 100%. So, I think whether or not Gatekeeper stays in second or moves to first or drops to third, what have you, Gatekeeper fans, I think you can sleep comfortably knowing that he's getting in this year. More than likely is the Grail unit for Choose Your Legends Brave units in August. Just throwing it out there. I think no matter what, from this point on, Gatekeeper fans have won. Whether Gatekeeper is first or second or not, Gatekeeper fans have already won. Because he's definitely getting in regardless. I mean, they're not going to ignore something like that. That would be insane. Like, literally be insane. They would not do that. So, just keep that in mind. Crom, they can't really do that with. Which is, I guess if I want to throw my own personal take into it, I didn't really want to see Gatekeeper win, necessarily. But I did want to see him clutch out, like, top 10. Because then he'd definitely be... I mean, they did it last year with George. He was an NPC too, you know? And they made up a whole thing for him, and it was... he basically like a duo unit, kind of. But he wasn't, but he was, but he wasn't. You know, they could easily do that again with Gatekeeper. Easily do that again with Gatekeeper. But I think if Gatekeeper was a Grail unit and ended up being a Grail unit, I think everybody would win in that aspect, which is kind of why I wanted him to be that. Rather than getting, you know, half of the Fire Emblem population that wants Crom to finally place so they could stop voting for him every year. I think if Gatekeeper became a Grail unit, then everybody would win and everybody be happy, and ultimately that's just what I hope happens every year. So, we'll see. We'll see. I'd rather have him as a Grail, honestly. Like, I'll be honest, I wouldn't try and plus 10 him from the summon pool, but I would absolutely plus 10 him from the Grail pool, hands down. It's not even a question. It is literally not even a question. And if his Lance was bad, you know, I'll save my Hot Springs Ryoma manual from codes this month. I will save it for that. I do not care. I will give him its Curtains Plus. I would do that. I would absolutely do that. But to burn all the orbs to get him to plus 10, and I don't think I would do it. Like, I don't care that much. But if it was a Grail, I absolutely would. But don't don't take my word and say, oh well, KCB says no. This is just my opinion. You know, if you really want Gatekeeper in, that's totally fine. If you want him to win because he's a sweet boy who just protects the grounds, then that's fine too. You know, it's totally fine. I couldn't care less at this point. The only thing I was, all right. So now that she's not in the running, all right, I'll tell you guys the honest to God truth. I really wanted to rally for Awakening Anna this year. I really want Levensor in the game. I really like her outfit. I dig the whole Trickster thing that she's got going on in Awakening. I like the class. Trickster class is dope. It's part of the reason I like Yuri so much. But she's not in anymore. So I don't have a horse in the race anymore. And I was waiting until the interim numbers came out to really, you know, decide if I should say that or not. Because I feel like influencers who do Fire Emblem content hold great power when it comes to that, and I'd rather use that influence to mediate peace amongst the warring clans of Erica, Byleth, Marianne, you know, Marth, Gatekeeper, Crom, than push my own agenda. I don't want to do that. So, but yeah, I was really hoping for Awakening Anna. That was my dream. Awakening Tiki might be my dream now. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know what they do with her. Would they like give her like a Naga aesthetic, or like something fashioned after Nagi? I don't know. Would they just be lazy and just make her normal Awakening Tiki but better? I don't know. It's such a It's such an odd thing to try and pick out for Tiki specifically. I don't know what she would be as a brave unit. And I don't know how much effort they would put into it either. That's the other thing. I'm like, how much effort are they really going to make? Like, as much as I want Marth to win, right? As much as I want Marth to win, as much as I want Erica to win, what else are they going to do with her? Like, give Erica Garm or something? Like, we've got Tome Erica, we've got Legendary Erica. Marth, I think, is even more so. Like, how many ways are you going to design a Marth and have it be cool and interesting? I don't know. But I hope if Marth does win that they do it well and they don't, like, you know, phone it in like they kind of did last year. You know what I mean? Oh, yo, Kai's here. What's up, Kai? Cameron wants to know how would you design Gatekeeper? That's a good question. I don't know. I do know that as far as heroics go, swords are deemed more heroic than lances per mythology. So give him a sword, I guess. I don't know. But then, like, how do you... what do you do with Marth if you make Gatekeeper a sword unit? What do you give Marth? You can't just not give him Falchion. Are you gonna give him a staff and fashion him after his sister Elise? You give him a staff and you fashion him after his sister Elise. That's 100% what you do. That would be unexpected. I'd be here for that. Oh god, they're all sword characters. They're all sword characters. God, why does Fire Emblem have so many swords? Like, what are you going to do with Byleth? Are you going to fashion her after Geralt and put her on a horse? You should probably fashion her after Geralt and put her on a horse. That's what you should do. That's 100% what you should do. Forget it. Forget relics. Forget everything. Just give her a guard axe and put her on a horse. That's how you deal with brave Byleth. Oh, God. Colorless Tome Byleth. That would be cool. That would actually be pretty cool. Red Dagger Byleth? Oh. Are we are we nodding towards something that's not so nice? Which is why I've yet to forgive Monica. Oh, Sothis attire. Yeah, that's probably true. That's a good point. That's fair. That's a fair point. That's a good point. That's a fair point. All right, well done. Regalia, Sothis Regalia Violet. That's probably what they would do with her. Eric is a question mark, man. Maybe you kind of like fashion her after Seth. Is that how? What's our read on that? Would you want a Seth inspired Erica? We do have colorless tomes now. That, I guess that is something to consider. Because I don't think anybody close wouldn't really be bow worthy. I guess you could give Byleth a bow. Like that's, you know, you could class her to have a bow. I guess that's something you could do. Tomes would be cool. Colorless tomes would be cool. I don't think we had. Yeah, we didn't have colorless tomes back when we were voting last year. We did have them by the time Three Houses came out. Or not Three Houses, but Brave Houses came out. So that's something, I guess, if nothing else. But I mean, Crom, I don't know what you do besides a falchion at this point. He's got the bow, you know. Do you give him Brave Lucina's stuff? Like, what do you do with Crom? You know what I mean? Oh, a Tana-based Erica. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. Emerald-inspired Crom. Crom is going to be the healer. Crom will be the healer. That's the solution. Give the man a staff. I know someone in our Discord, Cosmos, they would be very happy to see that probably. Because then I could have Crom healing all of the other Croms. I bet they'd appreciate that. Pegasus Knight Erica. Relic Staff Erica. Oh God, and with that sentence, you have struck fear into the hearts of all legendary La Rochelle hopefuls. Pelagian Chris inspired Crom. Lissa Crom. Assuming we have no idea what Gatekeeper will be. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to assume we don't know. You know? Fallen Exalt Crom. I don't think they do that. I am, like, I'm fully... After getting Fallen Ike last year, I'm fully expecting to see Risen Lord Crom this year in the Fallen Banner. 100%. 100% that's going to happen. Like, I guarantee it. 99%. There's always room for error. So I'll specify that. But I almost guarantee it, maybe. I smell something hot. I'm concerned. Hang on. Hold on. Hold that thought. I will be right back. I smell something like burning metal. Do you smell something hot?
Yeah, I think maybe somebody turned on their heat. It smells like that when like a hairdryer kind of like smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think someone turned their heat on.
It was like that a couple. Okay, never mind. I'm not going anywhere.
Because
you're
sitting right by a vent, and I could smell it, and I'm sitting right by a vent.
I smelled that like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh.
I think.
Are we gonna be set on fire?
No, it's just really cold and damp out right now, so I think someone turned their heat on.
Pansies. I'm warm.
You're sitting with like a million computers in this room.
It's true. I have 4 screens in front of me, and then 3 more to the right of me, which are Jenna's. And then 2 lights. 3 lights. All right.
Yeah, no, I just.
This one's not hot, though, I don't think.
No.
It's not. Hi. Yeah. That's not hot.
You want some water?
Sure. Gatekeeper's anxiety. Gatekeeper's over here just sweating. Sweating actual bullets. That's what Gatekeeper is. I hope they, if Gatekeeper does win, well, I won't even say that. When they put Gatekeeper in, I hope they don't. I hope they don't show his face. That would be like unmasking Batman. Like, you just don't do that. You know what I mean? Everyone is a staff. Oops, all staff. Choose Your Legends 5. We got tired. We decided to be lazy in a different way this year. Everyone's a staff unit. Like Legion. Yeah, there you go. What happens if you just... what happens if you take the helmet off and there's just nothing there? What happens if his forehead and everything is just gone? Maybe that's all there is. Maybe that's the real story. What's he hiding under there? Oh God, colored staffs. Yikes. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it. It could happen. And then everybody panic. Oy. Oh dear. Marianne had quite the bump, man. Look, win or lose, Marianne fans, I think y'all should be proud of that. 3rd place. From 8th to 3rd. That's a big jump, man. That's a big deal. I get why people are still voting for Plumeria, but I mean, we got a New Year's Plumeria. Well, some people did. And then some people got a lot of New Year's Selkies instead. So, I mean, what more do you really want? I'm never going to not be salty about that. That is going to be the sticking point in my frustration of this game, is when they debuted New Year's Plumeria and they paired her with New Year's Selkie. Literally polar contrast of what I'm looking for in units. Literally opposites. They did me dirty. Oh well. Maybe next year, Anna. Maybe next year. Probably not, but maybe. Where did hang on. We need to really appreciate Adult Tiki's climb here. We really need to appreciate this. Alright. So Adult Tiki went from 54th with a mere 3,000 votes to 18th. I mean, gamers, we gotta recognize that kind of dedication. This is crazy. I honestly think Henriette is more of a meme pick than Gatekeeper. Discuss. Explain to me how Henriette is not more of a meme pick than Gatekeeper. If the whole concept is, in a Forging Bond, she said she didn't fight, and then she decided to fight. We said, no, we're going to make you fight. They are both memes. That's fair. I guess they can both be memes. That's fine too. We don't have Daddy Bruno. Bruno is a boy, though. That's what you gotta remember. Look, the power of the ladies' side is far stronger than that of the bros. That's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. I'd be interested to see how young Tiki placed, actually. Now that I'm thinking about that, I'm curious. I guess we'll find out. This I'm not really so interested in. Like I said, there's not like a huge shift, and there won't be. But I'm gonna be curious to compare total votes from last year to this year, and just see what happens with that. Because we don't have any votes. If they revealed votes, obviously that would be a little more chaotic. I'm really happy looking past, Awakening Anna dropping. I'm really happy that Rhea is placing so high. I'm really happy that Awakening Tiki is placing so high. I am still confounded by how Mia does so well every single year. I'm also confounded that Tharja is still doing this well despite having a recent alt. I'm happy for Erica fans. I'm happy for Marth fans. I'm happy for Gatekeeper fans. I'm happy for Crom fans, I guess. Or I'm frustrated for Crom fans. I don't know which I don't know which one to feel. So I can't really comment on that. I'm psyched for Yuri, dude. Like, win or lose, Yuri's getting in the game this year at some point. Like, he and Constance are going to be on the banner, and that's pretty hype. Soren's still making a strong showing. He'll probably get an alt this year at some point. Or a special hero at some point. My dude Alphonse, man. I remember making one of the earlier Choose Your Legends 5 videos and talking about Alphonse a little bit. And I'm glad that he's up there. Because I know a lot of people like to say, oh, well, Fire Emblem Heroes is about all Fire Emblem games, but not Heroes. And I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. You can't pay homage to, like, all the other games while ignoring, the delivery medium for that homage. And so I like that's why I vote. If you're newer and you don't know, that's why I always vote for a FEH every year, no matter what. Because I like to think that that's my way of showing a little bit of support to the game. That's bringing in all these other characters that I've known for years and like. So I always save a vote for a FEH, and this year it's going to Alphonse. So yeah, I'm glad to see that he's still doing well. I'm glad he's still up there. I mean, he's the ultimate Chad. Let's be real. He's a lord. He 1v1s friggin' mechanical horse magic armor. He tricked death itself incarnate. What's not to like about Alphonse, bro? Come on. And he was in his first year, he was super generic. I'm so glad that they wrote him better. Is that the right word? They wrote him better? They did better by him somehow. I'm so glad that they did that. Itsuki and Crom. Crom is technically in the top 20, Crom fans. If you wanna look at the silver lining, Crom fans, Crom is technically in the top 20 twice. So, there you go. He's getting a Resplendent at some point. That's definitely going to happen. Win or lose here. Alphonse has plot armor. Well, yeah, but still, though. Come on now. I would always encourage every year that you save a vote for a FEH, if nothing else. I would always encourage that. Sharena? Sharena got a lot of development last book. I would argue that Summoner and Sharena got the most spotlight. It's like Alphonse who? Although I guess with, book 3, basically just being about Alphonse, while Sharena in that time loop, she was dead. So, yeah. I guess that makes sense, but it is what it is. Freya isn't here? Yo, Alejandro makes a good point. That's a good point. Freya's not even on the list, which is surprising. I guess I would have expected her to be in there, but I haven't really been shocked that she's not, which is odd. I'm not sure how to feel about that. I don't know. I'm not really a big Freya fan, so I guess maybe that's why I wasn't thinking about it too much. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you all. I liked book 3 a lot more than I did book 4. Is Freya on the voting list? I'm pretty sure she is. Let's find out, though. I'm pretty sure that she is. Oh, wait, we're gonna go this way. Gotta go this way. Yep, she's here. She right there. Freyr's here too. As is Fafnir. What is it with all the antagonists having F names lately? What is up with that? Come on now. Come on now. Henriette. Y'all are cuckoo for Henriette, huh? All right. Well, that's a unifying force, I guess. I can appreciate that. While Gatekeeper divides Crom fans and Gatekeeper enthusiasts, I guess Henriette is a unifying force for good, and so I can appreciate her for that. Because I have yet to see anybody say that Henriette shouldn't get in. Like, everybody's like, yeah, Henriette's cool. I'm like, all right. Cool, all right, cool. Oter is also here. I want to know who the Valkyries are, man. I want to know who the Valkyries are. Why? Why are you hiding them from me? I ask. Why are you doing this to me? Green-haired Valkyrie's getting my vote next year. I'm just pointing it out. All right, look. I'm out here trying to prove that I'm holier than thou or whatever. I'm just here to tell you. That's definitely going to happen. Oh! By the way, unrelated to Choose Your Legends for a moment, but we appealed the YouTube takedown of the stream, first half of the stream that happened on Saturday, and we won. And I want to point out that I got not only struck and had the video removed from my creator's studio altogether. YouTube Thanos'd it. It was taken down for sexuality and nudity in the stream. It was improperly tagged, bro. It was not the thumbnail. They did not get me for the thumbnail. They got me for the actual video contents. Which is insane because I didn't even have a V-neck t-shirt on during that live stream. So we appealed it. I told them that I didn't care what happened to the video because it was frankly just an hour's worth of discombobulation of trying to have the chat play Pawns of Loki. It was not going well. But I appealed it, and within like 2 hours, they came back and said, hey, we've reinstated your video. We made a mistake. Oops, our bad. And then 2 hours after that, they struck it again, but this time for the thumbnail. So currently, that first hour is back in the live stream archives. You probably had it recommended to you for the brief amount of time that it was public and not unlisted. But it has no thumbnail now, and I refuse to replace the thumbnail with something else because I want it to be there to prove a point about something. I don't know what that something is, but I want it to prove whatever point it is. Why are you voting for Alphonse and his mom? Show some love here. I don't understand, Lopes. What's your... what is... I am voting for Alphonse. What is your question? I am showing the love. Spring Loki? No, look. I would rather not rattle the cage of YouTube demonetization. So I'm going to leave it exactly as it is right now. It's got a lovely stream starting thumbnail, which I am fine with. So, you know, it's all good. Oh, shoot. We're trying to crack back into the... We're trying to bump back into the top rank in... Tempest Trials. That's what I want to say. Valkyries don't look like enemies. That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct. Summerloak, dudes, look. I don't know how that got flagged, but like all of my summer buy list stuff has not. And that's not me asking YouTube to go and strike that. It's not what I'm trying to accomplish here, but it is curious that I don't know. Maybe their machine learning is just so advanced that they can tell the difference between the swimsuit and whatever garment Loki is wearing. I don't know. I don't know, man. Because they like Summer Bile. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. YouTube Steam Thor. Fair. Alright. Fair enough. But that's the update on that. I wanted to let you guys know. And if you did see it in your recommended feed at some point, there's been a back and forth. I mainly wanted to appeal it just because I was like, look, I don't care what happens, but I'd like to know for next time so that I don't repeat the same mistake and like cause a bunch of issues. Because I genuinely don't know why I got flagged. Well, I got flagged for the wrong reason, evidently. But I don't think it was anybody sus. I don't think anybody reported it themselves, necessarily. As you did. Josie's having a moment. Is Josie having a moment? You guys hear her? She's crazy. She wants treats. Oh, a Versa too. Have I used a Versa in the thumbnail? I don't think I have. No, I don't think I have. Interesting. Dude, oh, dude, Cordelia's not in the top 20 either. Bruh. Cordelia's not in there either. Shoot. Shoot, man. I don't know if I should vote for her now. You know what? No, I'm going to vote for her. Still going to vote for her. Screw it. I don't care.
With this dance, you'll be enchanted.
Who do I still have to vote for? Who am I voting for today? That's the real question. Who am I voting for today? Let's take a look at my ballot. I don't remember. Will appear in special Choose Your Legends outfits. Unless you're 2020 Brave units, and then you don't get special outfits. You just get what you wear when you start warring with your classmates. Alright, so we've gone Marth, Anna, Stefan, Rhea. So I think that just leaves Cordelia, Alphonse, Elincia, right? I think that's it. I think that's it. I almost feel like voting for Erica out of solidarity at this point. Like I'm very close to changing it up. Am I looking to own any of the former Forma units? My brain was broken. No, I'm actually not trying to get any of the 4 magnets this time around. I can talk to you about Adult Tiki. maybe I'll throw a vote at Adult Tiki. I was genuinely kind of on the fence about her. Between her and Alencia. And after the whole incident with the Resplendent going to Young Tiki, I was kind of like, well, should I throw our vote out of solidarity alone? Maybe I should. But I feel like a lot of those votes, like the votes for Adult Tiki, for example, I feel like they were kind of like out trying to prove a point because of that Resplendent. And then I think you're going to see people not vote for her as much. Not everybody will feel that way, but some people won't. And I think they're probably going to throw support behind, somebody who's in the top 3 on each side instead. I think is likely what they're going to do. Yeah, like this Itsuki Crom thing, I think a lot of people are going to vote for Crom instead. Like they're going to stop voting for Itsuki and they're going to vote for Crom instead. So I think the 11 through 20, I think those numbers are going to shift quite a bit. Because these guys know, like, we don't have enough force to get anybody in the top 20. Excuse me, tired. They're not going to have enough juice to get anybody up into the top 2 at that point. So I think they'll start to abandon stuff. Your every vote goes to Itsuki type peoples. They're going to probably shift. Tokyo Mirage Tiki? Possible. Yeah, she did she place the highest last year? Of all the Tikis, did she place the highest? I feel like she did. Yeah. So, yeah. Like I said, Adult Tiki jumping the way that she is genuinely kind of impressive. Like, I almost want to vote for her out of solidarity because of how impressive that it is. That's good stuff. Japan Twitter was confused by Gatekeeper. Yeah, like I said, don't take Twitter pledges for for law. Ultimately, those numbers are going to be skewed. They're not even going to come close to being but a fraction of the total voting anyway. So don't gauge off of Twitter. Go by this. Go by these guys. These are confirmed placings. These are what you should be going by. And take it from there. Don't go by Twitter. Twitter's no good. Twitter had Gatekeeper winning, remember. And Marth is clearly winning right now. So just keep that in mind. See, IDK, if you were here earlier in this stream, I told the story of year 3 Choose Your Legends and how Erica lost first place to Micaiah people trying to push Camilla out. So it could happen. It could happen, man. The only thing I'm going to recommend, again, vote for whoever you want, but if you're hardcore Marth or hardcore Erica, buddy, let me tell you, don't get complacent because Marianne or Crom could bump up, and well, you'd be in trouble. You'd be in trouble because this happened before and it can happen again. So don't let that happen. Marth outvoted Crom in last year's Choose Your Legends by triple votes. Erica was never at 1? Are you sure? Well, I don't have the prelims. I'm talking about prelims. I'm not talking about final results. Respect what? Oh god. Did I say something to get me canceled? I don't know. I don't know. Guys, look, I'm tired. I'm tired, alright? Don't bully me. Oh, she was 4th in the interim. Are we sure? Do we have confirmation on that? Because that is not what I remember. Hang on. Let me do some Googling. Y'all are out here trying to fact check me. We'll just start with that. Oh, hey, Reddit. Thank you, Reddit. Oh, good. It's the actual Twitter post. Okay, cool. That's what I was hoping for. Sweet. Oh, wow. Alm and Marth were in first. And Elwood pushed. And Crom, Robin. Bruno. What a simpler time 2019 was, man. Simpler times. Oh, Zelgius. Hold on. I'm getting to the women's. I got distracted by the men's. Zelgius and Black Knight were in first. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, so I was wrong. I apologize. I was feeding you fanfare. How do I... There we go. We'll do that. So this was actually the breakdown. There you go. So Micaiah just overtook Camilla. Different story, but similar moral, I guess. So how did Erica end up faring then? Can we... Where are you? Can I... God. Oh, here we go. So I think if I just change this... I think if I just change this... Yeah, see what I mean? Oh no! I broke it. It's alright, we'll get there. Oh no! Oh, wait, here we go. This is fine. There we go. It's just results. That's it. That's all they wanted. That's all they wanted. Oh, damn! Anna came in 3rd that year? Bruh. You gotta be kidding me. We'll never get closer than that. Let's be real. She outvoted Marth that year. Ugh. That is just painful. Actual pain. I kind of want to do a look and see like what the total votes between the top 2 were from year to year, just to see like how much bigger the voting numbers became. That's really interesting. Wow. 2019 was so simple. Oh, you know what else is really funny? don't know that I talked about this yet, but similar to the Anna situation, if everybody just got on board and voted one way, you'd probably have Rhea up closer to like the top 5 instead. Or Saros, either one. Closer to the top 5. Didn't we get Apotheosis Anna? I don't know. I don't know. I would say yes, but her Apotheosis map counterpart is so different from the one we actually recruit. Like, I feel like they could have just gone with a I feel like they could have just gone with a regular Awakening Anna, you know what I mean? I don't know why they shifted it. So Erica actually dropped quite a bit then, right? God, which one was it? This one? It was this one. So Erica was in 4th, but she dipped down to 6th. Then Anna jumped from 6th to 3rd. Oh my god. Dude. See, now looking at this. This is good. Perp, thank you for bringing this up. I not only for correcting my storytelling mistake, but for bringing this to light. It's so different. Like the shifting between the... Why is Tharja still in 10th? Why is Mia 16th? Why is Adult Tiki 17th? I am vexed. See, 2019 knew what was up. They put Cordelia at 13th. Let's go. Let's go, dude. The shifting was so different compared to like what we ended up getting in the finals from what we had in the interims. But, you know, last year literally one unit jumped 2 spots and that was it. Nothing else changed. Just shifted up 2. That was it. Win or lose, I think that's more exciting. You know what I mean? Fallen Rhea and Mythic Saros are the way forward. No, don't give me Fallen Rhea. Don't give me Fallen Rhea. Don't do that. Why you guys want to hurt me like that? I don't understand. I don't get it. Oh well. Let's see what the men's look like. Men's has got to be interesting, right? Alright, so Marth got beat up by Elwood. Which, as an Elwood fan, I gotta be honest, I was a little disappointed by that. I felt bad for Marth getting, you know, I felt bad for Marth getting Marth to that year, as he does most years. But shoot, man, that's rough. Robin always coming in pretty close. Actually, Robin and Corrin both on the ladies' side typically hang around the same area. Huh. I feel like that's got to be a sign of like unwavering support from the same fan base every year. Like no matter what comes out, they're dedicated. They're gonna vote Corrin or Robin. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's how they're rolling. Interesting.
With this dance, you'll be enchanted.
Surprised Bernie is still that high? Yeah, I know. That's kind of what I was thinking too. She's kind of, you know, when you think about Anna not even hitting, you know, top 20 this time. That's kind of the written rule of getting alts. You tend to drop in placements when it comes to voting stuff. But Bernie is seemingly the counterpoint to that argument, in that she's still fourth. And I think Marianne's probably only this high because she's not actually in the game of any form yet. You know what? I think a lot of Hilda fans are probably voting Marianne this year. If I had to take an estimated, educated guess, I would say that Hilda fans got their 4-star plus 10 Winter Hilda. She took over Twitter, for crying out loud. They're probably like, you know what? We're good. Let's put Marianne in here. Let's get some other golden deer. Let's throw it in. And they're probably throwing support to her. This is also very confusing. I still do not. Plagueia banner is still going on, right? That hasn't changed, right? That's still a live banner, and people are still voting. Look, I want Meteor Dorothea as much as the next guy. Don't get me wrong. But, like, she got a Summer alt. She got Plagueia alt. How much fan service can one character get? She basically got 2 Summer alts, man. Like, what more do you want? What more do you want out of Dorothea at this point? Besides Big Tome Meteor, which would be pretty hype, actually. I'm pretty excited about that. Someday it'll happen. Eventually. Someday it'll happen. Not many blue lions. No, most, I mean, on the women's side, no. You got Ingrid. And I think that's it. Is that it? That is it. So, the men's side, you got a lot of blue lions. Caspar and Linear are both. Red Eagle. But, you got Ash to do. Felix. Basically all the eligible Blue Lions boys, they're here. And Seliph. I'd like to think that Seliph would also be a Blue Lion for some reason. I have nothing to back that up, just an estimate. I sometimes reimagine other Fire Emblem characters as Fodlan House characters. Just see where they'd land. I feel like Robin would probably be a Black Eagle. Soren, he'd probably be Black Eagle. Sigurd to be Blue Lion for sure. I don't know what Reinhardt would be. I don't know what Reinhardt would be. What a good question. What a good question that is. I don't know. Ike could be Golden Deer. Well, of course. Classic Ike. Yuri was a Blue Lion before going to basement jail. Was he? I don't remember. Oh god, see now you guys are all doing it too. Now you're all doing it too. Just wait for the Garreg Mach special banner. And Faye can put the debate to rest, and they can actually assign other Fire Emblem characters to houses. And then we won't have to wonder. It'll just be there. Yeah, Yuri seems like he'd be a Blue Lions guy. Which I guess is kind of odd, because he also grew up with, well, I won't spoil it, but he has a support with a certain Black Eagles student. Yeah, he was born in Fargus. Resplendent Brave Camilla 2024. I will say it's surprising that Brave Ike got a Resplendent before Brave Lynn did. Gatekeeper is just going to be called Jeff. Just Jeff. That's it. Of course. Jeff. Jeff the Noble. Noble Jeff. Guardian of Garugmok. Yuri's using a fake name. Yeah, I don't think his name is actually Yuri. I think he has a different name that he does not go by. Am I sticking to my original Choose Your Legends plan? Probably. Like I said, I don't. What is it? Cordelia, Alphonse, and Alencia. Those are the remaining votes. But now knowing that Cordelia and Alencia are not in the top 20, I don't know. I still want to vote for Alphonse. Alphonse is my plan tonight to vote. But I don't know. We may switch up the last two. I kind of want to throw a vote to Adult Tiki at this point. I kind of want to throw a vote to her. But then I also don't feel like if I don't vote for Cordelia, I will lose my Cordelia card. You know? And I mean, we have paper art of her back there. That's Cordelia in paper art form. Not everybody gets that. If he's actually Alm, dude, that would be some like crazy Doctor Who time travel nonsense if that were the case. But I'd be here for it. Would I throw a pity vote at Dorothy? Probably not. Holy War units typically don't get my votes because I'm not as familiar with them. Yo, Clock with the super chat. Thank you so much for that, dude. I appreciate it. Gatekeeper is Crom in disguise, so really, Crom wins either way. It's true. It's very true. Can't deny it. I haven't voted for Altina. No. And if that's surprising to you, I understand. But I mean, seeing what they did with her mythic and then seeing what they did with her as a winter unit, I am not inspired that they would do a whole lot with her as a brave, and so I don't really care to see a brave Altina. So outside of my normal categories, I always try and think of like, well, who would make a cool brave alt if they really put the effort in? Or who would I want to see who's not in the game that, should be in the game? Rhea, Stefan. Cool brave versions. Marth, Anna. That's kind of what I try to think about. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna vote Alphonse tonight. That's my plan. The fact that it's going boy, girl, boy is not it was not intentional. I was just voting based on how I remembered. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna stick to my plan. Because I say stuff like, one vote doesn't really matter. And while it's true most of the time, it doesn't. But then, like last year, you go and look at here. It's like, oh. Crom had 15,595. Selif had 15,593. Like, literally separated by 2 votes. What if I gave somebody my last 2 votes and I doubled down on something? Would that make a big difference? I don't know. I think the women's side is going to be less variable. Because I feel like anybody voting for these characters already are fine with any of these 3 making it in. And that's cool. I like the way that this is shaping up, because it's like old school, new school. Old school, new school. And I can appreciate it for that sense. Part of the reason why I wasn't like a huge fan of last year's Choose Your Legends is they were all the same house. It was brave houses. It was all the same game. So there wasn't a lot of different interaction for that, which was disappointing. Because a brave banner is really just a chance to morph a bunch of units you wouldn't normally see together into one banner. So I want to at least see some variation. I think anybody who's a fan of the newer games is going to be happy that Byleth is doing as well as she is. Same with Marianne. I don't know. I don't know many people that dislike Marianne, actually. Thinking about it in retrospect. But I don't know. I'm not hoping that Gatekeeper doesn't win. But I am hoping that Crom does win. Does that make sense? I'm not hoping for Gatekeeper's failure. Like I said, if he hits anywhere at this point, even if he drops down to like 8th place, which it's not going to happen, but if it did, he's absolutely going to be the Grail unit that gets introduced alongside the Brave Heroes in August. So either way, Gatekeeper fans have won, in my opinion. They say it's not a guarantee for your unit to get into the game unless they hit 1st or 2nd. But it's kind of like what happened with George, right? Something that random, like they're not going to ignore that. They're gonna put him in, and I'd rather see him as a Grail unit. So I hope, for that reason alone, I hope that Gatekeeper does not stay in 2nd. I hope he takes 3rd instead, so that he basically goes on to become the Grail unit. Henriette, yeah. Henriette's pretty dope, honestly. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, alright, I could jump on board with that. I'm okay with that. And as I said, if Gatekeeper does take second or first, like if he wins one of the top 2 slots, I don't see how they don't make Henriette some kind of like weird. I don't know how they don't put her in the game with that much support. Because that character coming out of literally was she in results last year? Hold on, let me look. Let me check. Was she votable last year? I guess that's the bigger question. She should have been, right? Because I think Gustav was votable last year, wasn't he? Maybe she wasn't. Maybe? There we go. I was like, wait, why aren't you doing anything? Alright, so she wasn't votable last year either, so she's new too. Huh. Alright, well. Never mind. I thought I was gonna have something more interesting to say to that, but I can't. But either way, coming out of nowhere to hit 11th. I mean, that is beating out Constance. is pretty bizarre to me. Super weird. Yeah, see, GHB Gatekeeper. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, 3 copies? Guaranteed? Bro, like, let's get it. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Why wouldn't we do that? Over the 1 guaranteed that you'll probably get from the free pull banner. I would take 3 Grail Gatekeepers for free. Then Gatekeeper on a banner. He's not an enemy. I know. Was George GHB or Tempest Trial? The 1 year they did a GHB unit. I can't remember who it was. How many orbs will we get from now to August? Oh god, that's a good question. George was GHB, yeah. Okay. He was Tempest. Oh god. Alright, there's ooh. There's some conflicting information. Let me look. Let me look for us. He was a Grand Hero Battle. He was not Tempest Trial. Now, Sigrun last year was Tempest Trial, I think. Yeah, here, we'll throw up the... We'll throw it up here so that y'all know I'm not lying to you. Let's see. So GHBs, who have we had? Yeah, so Aversa was on one of those redo banners. Yeah, George. There you go. GHB George. Where do they have Tempest Trials? I wonder, somebody was a Tempest Trial that I'm thinking of. I can't. It must have been Sigrun. Let me just... Can we... Can we hack? Can we... No, we can't. Tempest Trials... Plus? Is it that? No. Nope. Guess not. FEH Tempest Trials. Try that. There we go. I want a history of reward units, please. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Man, we've had a lot of masked Mars Tempest Trials. What is up with that? So many. Again, I feel like before they were giving away reward units, it was just masked Marth for some reason. This would be cool. I hope that they redo this soon. If you guys weren't around for this back in 2018, feels like forever ago, they did a Tempest trial based around the dance banner that year that basically just gave out reward units that were on previous Tempest trial banners, which was pretty cool. Big fan of that. Or GHBs too, I guess. Was it both? No, just Tempest Trials. Okay. Yeah, just Tempest Trials. I'd like to see another one of those. I don't want to necessarily miss out on seals, which is what you'd lose with that. But if they did like a Grails Fest Tempest Trials, where like we got more units of Har or Patrine or something like that, that would be pretty cool. I'd be down for that. That would have to be GHBs though. There's Spring Loki. The inevitable. Yeah, okay. So it was Sigrun last year. Good to know. Or not last year, but the year before. Last year was George. He was in GHB. So maybe we'll see. Oh, interesting. They did they skip year 2? Oh, this site. Give me that. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for, man. Did they skip year 2? Did they not do anything for that? Oh, because the first 2 years... Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah. So the first 2 years, they didn't actually do anything for Choose Your Legends with like a GHB or a Tempest Trials. Instead, they ended up doing the Redux banner a little bit later in the year. That's what happened. That's what I was confused about. Because Aversa was definitely one. I think Joshua was one too. Where's Joshua? Joshy. Yeah, Joshua. Oh, no, they did do that for that. Okay, cool. So they went Tempest Trial, GHB. Who was year 3? Tempest Trial. GHB last year. Oh, they're alternating. Dudes, they're actually alternating it. I literally just realized that. They've been alternating it this whole time. So year 1, they went Tempest Trial. Year 2, they went GHB. Year 3, they went Tempest Trial. Year 4, they went GHB. So this year should be a Tempest Trial. Okay. Well, that's something, I guess. That's kind of interesting. Now watch, it won't be a Tempest Trial. Watch it not be a Tempest Trial this year, because why would it be? They'll throw in the GHB just to mess with us this time. That's really funny though. I never noticed that. I never paid attention to that per se. So yeah, I guess it would be a Tempest Trial. Does that change my feelings at all? Probably not. Nah. If anything, I think it makes more sense because Gatekeeper would more likely be a Tempest Trial unit than a GHB, I think. What was it? Last year with George, they ended up being like, he's testing out his bow or something, something to make it not seem like a hostile situation because it wasn't a Grand Hero battle, but it was. The only thing that's kind of a bummer that it's a Tempest Trial is those guys don't often get reruns, but GHBs do. So there's that. Ideal, but I think GHB units typically are a little bit worse because you'll get more copies of them. So I think their base kits are usually a little less exciting most times. Malkana? What about Malkana? An Encore Tempest Trial. That's what I'm saying, dude. They should bring those back. Let me grind. Let me grind this game. That's all I want. Mostly feathers, honestly. Like I'm a man who needs feathers at this point. I'm over here just building out +10 year 1 units, assuming that they're going to see some kind of resplendent treatment in the future. And that's all I need to go on. That's literally all I care about. Do away with that now. Especially with Promote My 4-star. That becomes troublesome. That becomes a little bit troublesome. Isn't Brave Ike Gen 2 technically? See, I don't remember. I didn't start doing content until... well, I was doing Pokemon content at the time. That was going nowhere. So I decided to start recording things I actually liked again. So my first Fire Emblem video for Heroes was called I Choose You, and it was a series of who I was picking daily for Choose Your Legends Year 2. But yeah, I don't remember. When did they... We'll find out. It would have had to have been a slightly shorter time frame, right? Because now voting always happens late December, or sorry, late January. But the game didn't actually come out until February of 2017, right? So I think it was still in August. It was still in August, yeah. So that was, ooh, damn, that was tight. That was a tight turnaround, man. So no, he's still technically year one. Game was only 6 months old at that point. I distinctly remember this banner though, because we were living in North Carolina at the time. Yeah, we were living in North Carolina at the time, and Jen and I were doing a just marathon trip back to Ohio to see some family. And I remember polling for units in the car. That's what I remember. Yeah, what do you guys want to do after Choose Your Legends 5? What do you guys want to do after that? Should we as a community do something? Just to like, you know, as I've said, Choose Your Legends is always like just a snapshot in time. It's not anything that's, you know, community determining or anything. We should do something collectively. Oh wow, that was August 31st that debuted. It was basically a September banner, really. Wow, live for 2 weeks. Crazy. Simpler times. I don't remember if you were still burning stamina to like learn and equip skills at that point. I don't remember. Josie's having freezy withdrawals. Oh dear. Oh no. The 50 stamina days, yeah, man. Right? That's what I'm saying. See the Crom and the Marianne fan base rising up. Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting, dude. Like I said, like I no longer I no longer have a horse in the race. I think it's really cool that Adult Tiki is making big moves, but beyond that, like Rhea is likely going to place high enough to get her into the game this year, so I'm jazzed about that. Same thing with Ash; he's high enough on there that I feel like he's going to get in. Yeah, I don't really have a horse for. I don't really have a preference as to who wins at this point. I guess I would like to see Marth win. I guess that would be something that I'd be down for that. Again, just so it's done and over. I do like Marth, but as somebody who has had Ike win and then shoot, who won in year 2? Who was year 2? Did I have anybody care? Did I care about anybody year 2? I don't think I did. I don't think I cared about Celica, Veronica, Hector, or Ephraim. I guess Hector was cool. But, you know, I've had Ike and Micaiah win, so there's really no you know, I have no room to complain about anything. Every other year I seem to do pretty well. So this year is something that I just don't know. Anyway. Well, I didn't want to be live too long, y'all, because it's a Monday. I know it's late, but I did want to go live and just talk about this a little bit because I wanted to look at last stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and dip. So you guys have a good rest of your night. We're going to end the stream. Might go live again sometime soon. I don't know. We'll see. But thanks for hanging. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Before I move on, I think we're getting bumped back down. I'm pretty sure that we are. We held on to tier 35 though, man. We did our best. Let's collect our goodies, see where we're sitting. Ooh, 100 codes, nice. Very cool. Thank you. Yeah, tier 20. No surprises there. Knew that was going to happen. And that I think wasn't around this week, so there we go. I think we're all caught up, man. Yeah, man. That's it for me tonight. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for not being mean to anybody. It's always appreciated that you don't be mean to people because you guys are good peoples. But that's it for me tonight. Hey, don't forget to vote soon. I might see you again later tonight with a reaction video. I don't know. We'll have to see. But if you don't, I will have the What to Expect FEH channel video going live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So look out for that. I'm going to go take a nap. So thanks for hanging. Appreciate you guys. And until then, I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.